actually, with the Ling Bane attack. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, may I have your... No, I must have your attention, because now the most important time of the week, nay, of the month, nay, of the year, is upon us. This is the time when Twitch viewers, such as yourself, get to display their awesome might for all to see and hear about. This is an analysis. In the top left, we have Storm. Storm submitted this game saying, help. Hey, Neuro, help. I don't know. And that's okay. It's okay to not know. And if you don't know and you get help, then maybe you can get either smarter or stronger. So this is a Zerg versus... Oh, sorry, there's no Zerg in this. Uh-oh. This is a Terran versus Protoss replay. And the beauty of this is that there's no creep anywhere. And that's something that Terran and Protoss players, when they start the match, they can both kind of give a big sigh of relief. Just like, wow. There's not going to be any creep anywhere on any part of the map for this entire game. And that's good. That's something worth believing in, because I know a lot of Terran players, they love to complain, especially about Terran versus Protoss, which is kind of dicey. And if there was creep spread on top of that, there's no way. No way could this be a doable matchup. But we're trying to help Storm get better at macroing. So the first thing that raises a flag in my mind's eye is this 168 gas. Okay, so we're taking 2 add-ons and another Barracks. That's cool. That's cool. So we're making lots of SCVs. The orbital command is a really powerful piece in the game, and I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure you should take it as soon as you can. Because when we have 19, we're losing a little bit of efficiency. Not a ton, but a little bit. And we could probably just sneak that orbital in a little bit earlier. So this build, if we can just articulate how it fits into the relationship of economy, is a little bit more on the aggressive side. This base is a bit later, so it's not like it's a Reaper expand. So the Protoss here is going for the economy lead, and Terran here is going to be trying to hit some timing. Looks like a stim timing with some bio. But so far, nothing ridiculously bad has happened. We're just trying our best. Macroing up, doing some stuff. There's a lot that can be tuned up in the early game build order scenario. You basically want your gas spending to be perfect for the first few minutes of the game, just so you're creating some really clear edges over the opponent. I like this. You're getting the edge of having a bunch of bio units with stim. One thing that raises an eyebrow for me, kind of like this, would be, why not make Marauders out of this one? Marauders are really good against Protoss, and you have a barracks with a tech lab, and you have 150 gas. So why not? Marines are pretty versatile units, but they're tiny, and they're squishy, and they're kind of scared if they don't have medevac support. So yeah, mix in a Marauder with this. That would be a nice little adjustment. You're going for +1 weapons. Cool. You should get this orbital going nice and quick. Tebow Baggins, thank you for the 20-second gift in this channel. This is a little sad SCV. Remember, whenever you build a structure, you can shift right-click a mineral patch, and then as soon as it's done building the structure, it'll go back to harvesting resources. Okay, so we're really all in right now. We're really all in because the Protoss has 2 base saturation. We've been pooling up a bunch of stuff for a stim timing. Now we're getting combat shield. But we're really far behind. 26 SCVs to 37 probes. Protoss should be a little bit ahead. Oh my god. Anyways. So the Marines go in, they stim. One thing about Marines, and really units in general, is if you're not dealing with a very large force, this is a small force, you want to rush in so all your units can shoot and then just open fire. Because we can look at this engagement here. What is this Marine doing and this Marine doing? They're confused back here. They can't shoot the stuff because it's out of range. What about this guy here and this guy here? They're kind of stuck. So this is 100 minerals. This is 100 minerals. And this guy's shooting a pylon. So IMO, we just get everything. We click it like here, next to the adept, and then A move. And then everything will be shooting enemy units. We want everyone to be participating. Everyone. And then don't forget, what is your plan B behind this attack? Because this is a glorious push. Look at these guys, just... And then the question we want to ask here is, what are we doing as a follow-up? Because we have $1 million and 300 million Vespene. So we should take a base. We should take another engineering bay. We should drop a factory. We should drop another barracks. There's like tons of stuff we can do. So if we want to look at making this attack super awesome, powerful mega mode, right before you go for the attack, you could send a worker out to here. And then when you notice your money is over 400, boom, take the command center. And that'll really allow you to not only take initiative and take a trade with these units, but also to create another advantage behind it of scaling up your economy. And in the production tab, you should have 2 SCVs being made. I don't know why this is not an orbital. It should be an orbital. No doubts there. Because this was a pretty good push. But we have a ton of money that we can't spend because we didn't make enough infrastructure. And now we're just trapped in kind of the well of sadness, because if we had this in army and infrastructure, we would be ahead. But since we don't, we're kind of even. Kind of even. You're ahead in supply. Okay, what? Okay. This is not a very defensible position. Why not have it at your base? Okay. Get the armor upgrade. Get some stuff. Get the orbital command. I wish I could impress upon people how many times Terran or Protoss players, or even Terrans themselves, complain about how strong mules are. But the problem is, if you mule, then you get a bunch of minerals, and spending money in StarCraft is hard. So if you don't get an orbital and you don't mule, then it's not as hard to spend your money. Wow. I think I just learned something. I just learned. Please take a third base. Please take a third base. Please. Please, by all that is good and wholesome, by all that David Kim has brought to the world, take a third base. Good job. Please take a third base. Take 2 gases in an orbital. Oh no. Because I can see people like being in this situation and saying to themselves, man, I was attacking so much, I was microing so hard, and then Protoss just wins. I could see people saying that. But really, if this game is lost by either player, we know whose fault it was. It's not David Kim's fault, I'll say that. I will say that. This Protoss has full chrono boost on both of these Nexuses. These Nexi? So question for the chat, what would you chrono boost if you were this Protoss? I would chrono boost the Forge and the Twilight and a couple gateways. Yeah, or even chrono boost some probes for the third base. Alright. So this is a big bio army that has no medivacs above it because we built our factory in Starport over here on the ice for no clear reason, other than our army was there at the time. Okay, so this is kind of a playable situation. It's definitely a lot harder than it needed to be. But the armory is going, there are some factories. Why are there no add-ons? Why are there no add-ons? There's a third base, get the orbital. Just get the orbital. As soon as the base is done, get the orbital. Please, please God, please get the orbital. If we can take one thing from this match as a super powerful, our macro is going to be better for the rest of our lives. Please God, take the orbital command. For all that is good. For all that is just. If I had a ham sandwich every time someone is against Protoss, and then the splash damage does something in the late game, and then they complain about the splash damage, instead of this, focusing on this, I would have more ham sandwiches than all of the chat could eat. 4 times over. Oh my god, disruptors, they're too strong. I mean, maybe. Okay, yeah, that was pretty impressive. But we could pre-split, you know? We could also drop elsewhere. How much defense is in this main base? No, there's none. How much defense is in this natural expansion? Okay, there's 6 units. That's good. You should kill this. If you're pushing, you should kill this, because if you're going up this narrow choke, the disruptors will just annihilate you. Pro tip. Pro tip of the day. What's up, fam? What the fuck are you on about? What? Do I ever wear a bun? Like a cinnamon bun? What? Why would you put that on your head? Well, at least this one is an orbital. When we're in this 3 base economy, yeah, we need more production for sure. Why are there no add-ons though? Okay, now we got a tech lab. We need add-ons every time. Every time there's a building that can have an add-on, it should have an add-on. That's what Terran is, it's add-ons. Oh dear, someone got banned. Oh dear. Okay, this base, get the orbital command. Get a planetary. Get one of these. There are 2... Oh, we're building 5 SCVs instead. Don't do that. Stop doing that. Okay, this base is up. I want to show you the units lost tab. That's pretty even. Wow, that's really even. I'm surprised. I love this sensor tower in the very middle of the map. That didn't last long. Do you know what pre-splitting is? Do you see how everything is in one big heap on the floor? This is a Protoss player's dream, because Protoss has a great splash. And when they're waking up in the morning and they're having their breakfast and their coffee, they just look out the window. They look out the window and they say, David Kim, when I face Terran today, please let them clump up all of their shit into one big heap and charge at my army so that my disruptors can get god tier hits every time. Please don't let them pre-split and split their army into 2 groups that are apart from each other and then establish an arc and concave, because then I won't get those amazing hits. So Storm right here is just, he's answering the prayer of this Protoss that they had this morning, the David Kim, blessed, by having it all in a nice big heap. So every time the disruptor fires, it gets a really good hit. Can you see that? Wow, beautiful. Wow. That's amazing. That's gotta be so fun if you're Protoss. Whatever you do, don't split your army. Just keep it in a big heap on the floor. David Kim was on the Pylon show the other night. Was he? That's awesome. You worked on a green screen for your stream, Kessnuts? That's awesome. Look at these Thors. Wow. Thors. This is a lot of them. You should get upgrades for them, though. They just have +1 attack. Get some upgrades for them. You have enough money. Oh, and the Thors died because Immortals and the Thors had no upgrades. Cool. I like the enthusiasm of the Thor switch, but there were no upgrades for them, so they weren't very good. And you shouldn't really attack with Thors at this point against Protoss. If you go for a mass Thor switch, you're kind of committed to getting to 200 supply, defending up to 200 supply, and then doing something. What league is this? This is the League of Legends.